Hush, my little ones. You must be exhausted. Come, sit and rest a while, and I will tell you a story of dungeons and douchebags. In a far-off land, a death curse has befallen everyone who has been raised from the dead. Its victims waste away day by day. All efforts to reverse the decay have failed, and none can be raised, for death claims them all. The souls of the dead are being stolen one by one and trapped inside a necromantic artifacts. Only its destruction would free the trapped spirits and allow the dead to be raised once more. All paths lead to Chult, a mysterious land of volcanoes, jungles, and the ruins of fallen kingdoms. Below them all awaits a deadly tomb. The trap is set, and these brave adventurers have taken the bait. Ileana, the half-elf paladin.
I'll do my best to fight alongside you.
Thalia, the wood elf druid.
I don't know if we can trust them.
Ava, the turtle monk.
Oh, good. You're an idiot.
Lucian, the high elf cleric.
Life is so short. What's the shame in having a little fun?
Mask, the Azamar rogue.
What secrets are you hiding?
And Ak, the Arakocra bard.
The flute. Really? Have you seen my beak?
Do you know where you are? Welcome to the jungle. You're going to die, for none have survived the Tomb of Annihilation. Last time on Dungeons and Douchebags, Tomb of Annihilation. The dinosaur races that we spent 3 sessions hyping up finally happened. And with some hard writing and no small amount of cheating, our heroes won. They were showered in riches and glory, and earned an audience with the merchant prince Jobal, overseer of the guides in Port Nyanzaru. He proved to be not quite so friendly as Wakango Tomu, and quite interested in the map of Chult. After some negotiation, Jabal said he would have his assistant, Azon, lead the group around Port Nyanzaru to meet whatever guides had not yet offered their services, and then recommended they take a ship to Fort Beluarian to attain a charter from the Flaming Fist, and that a charter is needed lest they mug you in the jungle. Can Jobal be trusted? What will our heroes find at Fort Beluarian? Will someone explain to the Flaming Fist that that is a terrible and unfortunate name? Find out on tonight's episode of Dungeons and Douchebags, Tomb of Annihilation.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Dungeons and Douchebags, Tomb of Annihilation. I'm your Dungeon Master, Xander, and with me, joining me tonight, I was about to say, and with me joined tonight. No, and joining me tonight, I am greeted by my delightful, I can't fucking speak tonight, I am joined by my delightful...
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Play Dungeons and Dragons.
I am joined by my lovely friends from Remix, Fresh, no, not Fresh.
Well, going several years ago, Xana fucked up my name again.
Kristen.
No.
Hi!
Alex Beckham, the Wonder Beckham.
To be fair, you have a very high IQ to narrate properly.
My IQ is 127. Go fuck yourself.
Worthless. They don't mean anything. Continue.
Atlas.
Only 127? Casual.
I want to die. And usually we are joined by Cammy Cat, but Cammy Cat's not here. So we're without a Cammy Cat. The cat, yes, guys, the cat is out of the bag.
Well, I'm leaving.
We miss you. Yeah, hi everybody. We're here to roll some dice, tell a good story, and probably kill some characters eventually. One day, someday, maybe.
No,
someday.
Maybe
nobody
we'll enter the
dies.
jungle.
If
Yeah.
anybody dies, it will be Mia.
It's
But
the,
if you
it's
want
the
to
Tomb of Annihilation pacifist run.
But if you want to prolong the inevitable, you can donate $10 to give me a hit point. What are we currently at in hit points, by the way?
Plus 13.
Wow. Okay. Congratulations. You made Mia's health go up a whole set. Let's see. That's going. We were at. Okay. So we're at that number.
We have a fancy new tracker that we can use to track how much money you guys have given Mia.
Yep.
Hey!
Yeah. Every
Satisfy your curiosity.
every
Health level goes up
100% is plus 1 HP to Mia.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So we're like 50% away from another one then, right?
Yep.
Sweet.
Yep.
So donate $5 to please save Alva's girlfriend. I will cry on stream either way, but do you really want Ava to be sadder than she already is? No.
Yeah, I do actually.
Wow,
Yeah.
fuck you.
I will say I have decided.
I'm just playing the viewers.
I have decided, by the way, to be even because since we're actually racking up a fair amount of hit points for our scales. So if you want to donate any other amount of money, and not anything above a 10, not like in like a $1 bill, you donate anything above $10 and above, and specifically specify that you want to deduct me as hit points by 1.
No!
Oh shit!
That's nasty.
That is nasty. I
We
love.
gotta balance. We gotta balance the scales.
No!
Yep.
Great,
that
now
is
the tracker is going to be completely fucking useless. Thanks, Xander.
No. If they specify in their donation thing, it's fine.
No, it's going to keep tracking it even if they specify it. Yeah,
Well,
I don't
then-
think you thought this through, Xander.
I thought of it literally 3 seconds ago. So
Wait,
when
how-
I heard the number 13, I'm like, oh, okay, that's not gonna. No, it's fine. You'll do a thing. We'll workshop it for next week, but for now we'll keep it as just $10 equals 1 hit point for Mia. But the scales will be balancing if you feel like being cruel towards me.
So, what level does this adventure go to?
Presumably 10.
Okay.
And you guys haven't leveled up at all.
Yeah. Just
you
keep
guys
that in
have
mind.
spent a month in a city. Now, part of
It's a
that
big
is
city.
it
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
Part of that is because it's the internet, and when you play D&D over the internet, it goes like 50% slower. And also because I forgot the second reason.
Because it's a
role-playing
really
a
fucking
lot.
detailed city.
Yeah,
that's
it's
a really-
There's so much to do, so much to see.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with being?
I mean, there really is a lot to look at, and as much as Ava would definitely want to just get on with stuff, I want to see more of the city.
But also,
We're very
also
conflicted.
remember, you guys can just come back at any given point in the adventure. It's not like you leave the city and you're gone from Port Nyanzaru forever.
I want to be
Oh,
prepared
yeah.
so we don't die.
Oh yeah, we can
fucker.
come back at any point. That's just going to be, let's say we start from the skull and crossbones. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of travel if you wanted to go back right then. And let's
Yep.
say if we were around the Peaks of Flame, that would be 1, 2,
Now,
3,
to
4,
be
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Now,
11,
to be
12,
fair-
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Do you get my point, Xander?
No, and I don't care. But keep in mind, you travel 2 hexes by river.
And I
So-
travel 6 hexes by sky.
Yes, you can. So, yeah, we're gonna play Dungeons and Douchebags.
Woo!
Yeah. So, when last we left off, our intrepid band of adventurers had prepared themselves for the local dinosaur races here in Port Nyanzaru, an event where quite literally dinosaurs are raced through the streets on a predetermined trail for gold and fame and glory. Thalia stepped up to replace Mia as the writer of a hadrosaurus known as Banana Candy, who was, as I have said, the mount was Mia's mount, Mia being Ava's girlfriend, who is dying from the death curse. You guys raced. You came in first, and you won a ton of stuff. And then later on, you met with Jabal, the merchant prince of guides and sellswords for dinner. And among other things, he had promised to set up meetings with the guides whom you haven't met yet, and also recommended that you guys head to Fort Beluarian to secure yourselves an exploration charter, because it is illegal to explore the jungles without a charter. So yeah,
Ooh.
that is where we left off.
Really quickly before we start, but whoever put Vor over Vorn on the map, fuck you.
Wait,
Was
what?
it Alex?
It was not me. It was
I'm
Phil.
surprised. You make I feel like you make a horror joke at least once per stream, dude.
Look,
Wait,
I make
wait.
it what it
Oh,
makes sense, okay?
I do the bird.
It was definitely Phil.
Yeah, that was definitely
yeah.
Phil.
Thanks,
Okay, that
I
makes
hate
sense.
it. Let's move
That makes
on.
more sense.
I just had to point that out. It hadn't been said yet.
Yeah, whistle all you want, dude.
We know the truth.
I put that on there on
not
day
like
fucking
this.
one.
Stop!
I put that
Uprising,
there-
no.
I put it there on day fucking 1 and nobody noticed till now. I
See,
love
I'm
that.
the cleric. My wisdom is higher than everyone else's, apparently.
I don't know about that. My wisdom's pretty high.
Look, you didn't fucking notice it now, did you, bud?
I rolled a
Well, you
natural
have to
1
have a-
perception. I only noticed the giant honking dragon turtle.
You have to have a high
My-
wisdom to
my-
understand Rick and Morty.
What's your wisdom, huh? Huh, punk? Huh, punk?
17.
No, not yours.
Oh, wait, mine?
Wait, like my character or mine? Because I'm a solid
Sure.
18. Me.
18.
Oh, my character.
I forgot that my character's actually kind of shit.
Yeah,
I've
my
got
character's
13.
actually 18 as well, so.
Mine's
He
13.
is also 18, so get wrecked.
No, that's great. That means 2 people will notice traps.
Yeah, 2 people will notice Vor.
2 people will
Two people will
notice
notice more.
Roll to detect Vor.
Gonna be fight.
So-
I'm gonna roll to detect Vor.
Anyway, we're going to a different
Yes.
fort.
Yeah, so last night at dinner, Jabal had offered you the services of his assistant Azon in introducing you to any adventure, to any guides you haven't met. Whether you guys want to do that before you head to Fort Beluarian or after, that's all fine and good. So what do you guys want to do? And before we break down to a general group thing, let's go individually first. Like, Lucian, what do you want to do?
You know, honestly, I think I got pretty much what I needed. Like, I can't think of anything I would want to do other than maybe hit up the Temple of Soon again, but
Okay.
you know, whatever.
Sure. Okay, Mask.
Well, first I'd like to spend about an hour or so looking for rumors and information because I'm a nosy boy.
Okay, so roll me an insight check. That will actually do. Let me roll my D100 and tell you what little tidbits of information you have discovered.
Oh boy.
That is an 11. What does that translate to? Oh boy, secrets. That would be in the things to do section? Yes. So that is an 11. Okay. You ask around, Mask, and you kind of walk around the city and, you know, sifting rumor from what sounds kind of tangible. Your travel takes you to a very seedy kind of smoking bar in a really grungy corner of Malor's Throat. In a very ramshackle, crooked cliffside hut. And inside there is this there's this elderly, like face is like 90% wrinkles, Chultan gentleman with like a severe kind of underbite, and one of his eyes is like wildly like it's cataract shit. It's just like white and shot through. And like the other eyes like wide and wild and like occasionally smoking from these long pipes. And he leans forward. You can like smell the like just this horrendous breath on him, and he says, "Deep in the heart of the jungle is a city built by minotaurs. It is now overrun with snake people, but even worse things dwell below. In visions, I have seen strange devils.
screaming in the dark.
Coughs up a big bit of mucus.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Do you need a lozenge?
What?
Yeah.
I'll take that as a no.
Tell me, before you go, do you want to buy a watch?
And he opens up his coat.
Where are your pants?
This is not the question I asked.
That is, however, the question I asked. Where are your pants?
Like a long pause as he stares at you, holding open his jacket, and goes, "Never mind." He like wraps himself up and just like walks out.
Wow.
All right, then that gathered, I'm gonna retire, I guess, back to the room if everyone else is doing retiring to the room, and say some strange and mysterious prayers.
Ooh.
I'm sure that's fine.
Yeah.
How strange and curious.
Well, if Lucian's not there, I'm not sure what I could tell you.
That's true, because Lucian probably went to the Temple of Soon, so...
Listen, I'm gonna be roughing it in the jungle for God knows how fucking long.
Yeah, okay,
I'm gonna
whatever.
take advantage.
Go get your hair did or whatever, have fun.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Alright.
It's not easy being so beautiful.
You know, I fucking believe it.
It's okay, Avo. We'll get your shell polished one of these days.
No, that is completely unnecessary.
Total works.
I feel like that's a innuendo, but I'm sorry, but anyway.
I no, this isn't a discussion I'm having with any of you. I'm
No,
having a discussion with my sick girlfriend.
Absolutely. No. Very, 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 very noble of you. No, definitely. You two are lovely.
Let's get off this topic.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Bye.
This is only getting more awkward the more you talk about it.
You're the one who spoke last.
I'm gonna go
Please
see my
don't fucking hard boil yourself inside that shell.
I'm gonna go see my girlfriend now.
Have fun. Oh fuck, I made it worse.
Stop! Ava is now like bright red and is just like hunched into her shell, like eh. She looks like her like glasses are poking out of like the top of her shell, and that's all you can see.
If it means anything, I just mean it that way.
That you're not helping.
It's not my fault that everyone.
No, stop talking.
Done.
You've drawn a lot of attention to yourself in the middle of the street.
I'm gonna go home now and talk to my girlfriend. Tomorrow, we'll make plans for what to do. I can't handle talking to you anymore because I am choking on just this entire conversation. I'm out. Bye.
Bye, I hope she's doing well.
Why is everything you say an innuendo?
How is that an innuendo? Please explain it to me.
I'm gonna leave.
Like I said, it's hard being beautiful. Flips hair.
Anyway, anyone else want to talk about what they want to do this evening while Ava leaves in an awkward, like, stumbling bubble of stumbles?
Axe just on his back, literally ruffling at that entire exchange. And it continues for an awkward amount of time.
How late is it? Because if I have enough time, I might look for more rumors as well.
I mean, if this, if you guys are doing this after dinner with Jabal, then it's roughly going on like 9.
Yeah, I'm definitely heading home as soon as possible then.
Okay, sure.
Wait, 9 a.m.?
Okay, yeah, you head home as soon as possible. Did you want to do any rumor milling or just?
No, if it's that late, Ava would want to head home as
Okay,
as
sure.
possible,
You make your
so.
way towards your home in Mallarsturt.
Woo.
Yeah, great. Thalia, did you want to do anything?
chill.
Okay.
I don't
So you're
I don't know what she would do. So
just gonna go back to the hotel and chill out.
yeah, just have
browse
just like
the local channels.
nap.
Nap, yeah.
She doesn't even need to sleep. She's an elf. She just does.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, cool. Yeah, okay. Well then, Ava, you come back home. Before we do anything with you and Mia, let's go ahead and ask. What do you want to do?
I'm just gonna join Nathalia. To be honest, we can chill in the hotel lobby, talk about how cool Liliana is, all that kind of stuff.
Let you hang out with me.
Have a nice parenting discussion.
Aren't there some custody discussions you should be having right now?
Yeah, should we
Hey,
be having a
thank
custody-
you so much, Electric Bulb, for 1,050 bits.
Holy shit!
Oh my god! Thank you.
How much is that?
1,000 bits is $100. So yeah,
Wait,
that pushes us
1,000
over.
bits is $100?
No, it's $10.
$10. Okay, yeah.
I was gonna say what?
What?
Yeah, that's me being a dumb. Ignore me.
I mean,
1,000 bits
$100
is $10, so that's another HP for me.
Thank you for saving my girlfriend.
Speaking of your girlfriend, you head home.
All right, cool.
Cool. So you get home in Mahler's throat, and you get home. Mia's sick. Literally no deviation from the normal.
All right, great. I do the standard. I enter relatively quietly to try to not wake her if that's the case.
She's very much asleep at this hour with how exhausted she usually is. Yeah. So coming home, it is not like none of the candles or any of the lanterns are lit, so it's very dark. You have to stumble around and feel your way out in a couple places. But you can kind of hear the faint, shallow, raspy breathing of Mia from upstairs as she is in the midst of probably like the best sleep she's going to get for the next 30 minutes before she suffers from physical conditions or mental. And then
that's very sad.
Yeah, that happens on and off. Like she doesn't get a lot of sleep because the condition, it rouses her a lot, and sometimes she has nightmares, and sometimes she just is not in a good place emotionally. It's like you get like maybe like an hour of sleep, of really good sleep at most before the bad stuff starts coming back.
Okay, in that case, I'm definitely being as careful as possible. I do not want to wake her for anything.
Sure.
I probably pour some, try to get new water and stuff, and just sort of try to make sure that everything around her bed is good. But otherwise, I definitely just like leave her. Be like, I probably don't even like lay down next to her because I don't want to wake her up. So
okay, yeah, sure. I'm not gonna have you make like a stealth check roll, but
yeah,
you've been doing this for many days, kind of to the routine of coming home quietly and going to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's what you do, and you go to bed.
Yeah.
Very well. The night passed without incident for any of you. Mask, you were out pretty late, doing some rumor milling. You were out another hour, so I mean, like, you'd probably be done with that around like 11 at night. Did you do anything else before going to bed, or did you just head straight to bed?
Yeah, straight to bed to do the strange mysterious prayers over it, but yeah.
Okay. On your way home, walking through the streets of Port Nyanzaru at nighttime, things are quiet. You can hear, even though you're coming from Malar's throat, you can actually still hear the waves against the cliffside shore, all the way in the harbor as sound carries that far. You also hear kind of the distant calls of dinosaurs from both the jungle and from their pens in the Tiriki anchorage. And things are quiet. Things are darkened. Like the streets here don't have like street lamps like they would say and have like Baldur's Gate or Waterdeep. These are more like occasionally every few houses there's hanging lanterns outside that kind of provide a little bit of light. But generally it is dark and peaceful. I'm going to actually roll a d20 real quick. Actually, hold on, that cocked. Okay, there we go. As you are walking home, you hear what sounds like this kind of distant wailing. It kind of like a soft crying from one of the street blocks up ahead.
Right.
Yeah, so you hear.
Yeah, I do not give a shit.
Okay. Sure. Okay, yeah. And you proceed on your walk, and as you're walking, you realize that this soft wailing is actually getting louder.
Great. I don't give a shit.
I know. And you continue walking, and eventually the wailing turns into this very broken that sounds like it's maybe like 20 feet behind you going, you. He just begins to say this over and over and over again, getting closer and closer until you can actually feel breath on the back of your neck.
All right, I roll my eyes and turn around.
You turn around right as you see this filthy, frayed, like starved-looking beggar lunge directly at you, grabbing you by the arm and shaking you violently. As he opens his mouth and speaks, you can see his mouth is full of crooked, black and yellow teeth, some of which have fallen out. His eyes are bloodshot and wide with madness or some disease, like a little jaundiced. And like his skin is like there's open sores in places. Like he's not sure if it's the death curse or something, but like it looks like he's just not in a physical well state. And he grabs you and he begins to just scream in your face, and the screams eventually subside into actual intelligible words. First he screams things in local Chilton, and then he begins to scream them in common. He says, the ancient one beneath the forbidden sea, he gives birth to a terrible new god. The snake men know, they know. And then he screams in your face. You feel spittle splashing against you before he lets go and runs off into the night, crying and wailing.
I blink slowly, and then I proceed to go back to not giving a shit and go back to the
Oh man.
Great.
This is fine.
Yep. And you walk back and you go to bed.
Mask sleeps perfectly normally. Nothing about this made him even mildly unmoved.
Yeah. Dear diary, today was a day.
Today was more. Wait, this is important. Does Mask keep a diary?
Well, I mean, it depends on how emo the chat wants to depict him as, because if he does...
Give him a diary!
Because if he does, it would be like, Dear diary, today was very sad. I had gruel for breakfast. It was bland.
Snape diary.
Today I ate some oatmeal. It was bland
Mask
and tasteless.
has a diary. It looks like the Death Note.
Because like Ava has a diary and it's full of like bad poetry and songs, and it's
And really
not. She's not a great writer.
You know what?
Really age-inappropriate sketches of Mia.
You know what? I actually am gonna have Mask have a diary, but I'll PM you about it, Xander.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah,
I'm very
Thalia was created with a diary. She like keeps her written down basically.
Mhm.
She's always journaling.
All right, sounds good to me.
Now I want to make journal stuff. Okay. Anyway.
All right, so the night, aside from that, passes without incident, and you all wake up in the morning, reconvene together, and you discuss your plans for the day.
Are we back at the Thundering Lizard again?
Yes, you're back at the Thundering Lizard.
Ava has gotten her requisite day drinking. Gotta get that out. It's very important.
Naturally.
Vital.
For the record, you can buy Tej at a lot of. I should feel like go ahead and get yourself some.
Yeah. No, I mean I'm here, so.
I mean, in general, just note to anybody out there who's curious: what does Tej taste like? It exists in real life. It's an Ethiopian honey wine. You can buy it at any liquor store.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Yep.
Okay, so Ava gets her requisite drink and sits down. All right, Chuckle Fucks, what's the plan for today?
Do not call me that.
Okay, Thalia is exempt from Chuckle Fucks. Rest of you Chuckle Fucks, what are we doing today?
Well, first of all, I'd like to share some information I found last night.
All right.
So evidently, a particular city hidden in the jungle was created by minotaurs and then overrun by snake people in it. And then there are, according to the local screams of beggars, strange devils screaming in the dark and someone giving birth to a new god. You know, usual end of the world rambling. I thought you'd like to know.
Oh, good. Wait, I'm sorry. Birth of a new god.
Yes.
I believe that's what he said.
That is indeed what I just said. Thank you, Ak.
You're welcome. Anything for you, friend?
And that doesn't concern you a little bit?
Should it?
I mean, given our previous, if we're diving headfirst into this bullshit, and we've already had another thing with snakes, I can't help but feel like that might be relevant.
That is why I shared it, yes.
I understand, I just... Okay, well, did you get was there anything specific aside from giving birth to snakes and a new god?
No, the city's not giving birth to snakes. It's overrun by snakes. Please try to keep up.
A long sigh from Ava.
A sigh that lasts way longer than it should with her lung capacity.
Just this sigh just goes on and on. Ava is broken now.
It goes on and on and on and on.
Alright, well, that's some good news. Getting the feeling that we should definitely try to see if we can get more information about, any cities that have more to do with fucking snakes, because I'm starting to think maybe, just maybe, with all the other shit we've heard, maybe snakes are relevant to all of this. Probably.
Perhaps.
Maybe. I don't know.
I did something about snakes the other day.
Yep, we did. We read something about snakes. I have it in my very poorly organized notes. Ava would have organized notes, but Kristen does not. If Ava were real, she would be very disappointed in me. Well, I wonder if it's at all possible for us to do more research. We also need to meet with that guy about finding a guide, because we still need a guide, and I don't really feel comfortable making more decisions and getting more things for this trip until we have someone with us who knows what's up. We also gotta get to that fort, and I have to die because we have to take a stupid ship. Alright, so here's the question. What do we want to focus on here?
It's a guide, like you said.
I think the guide, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, obviously we can't find a guide and meet someone here if we're on a ship, so...
Yeah.
You get seasick or something? I could help with that.
Seasickness isn't the problem. Alright, well, let's focus on getting the guide then. Did we have a date set to meet with that guy?
Yeah, today.
Today? Alright, cool. Was there a specific time?
Like noon at the inn.
Cool.
Yeah.
What
Great.
time is it now?
It's like 9 a.m.
Okay. I'm gonna ask around, see if I can find anything more about our apparent snake problem. I don't know what you guys are planning on doing, but that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna do that until it's time for our meeting. Anyone else have anything they'd like to do?
Yeah, I'd like to join you with that, to be honest.
Sweet.
Cool. Awesome.
Let's go on adventures.
Who's meeting with the guy at the inn at noon?
I think we all. I mean, like, I intend on coming back at noon. It's just I've got a couple hours here, so I think. Sure. I think we'd all like to be here to make this decision with the guide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So,
all except for very quiet Ileana. It's fine. She'll be fine with whatever
Ileana
decision
just
we
likes
make.
all of them. She's not sure.
She's out looking for whatever that crest is.
Is Mask canonly making Ileana voice? Because that's great.
He has the ability to do so.
Just Ava looks very disturbed. Never do that again.
So Ava and are going out to do that. Anybody else?
I'll sniff for some rumors if I have the time.
All right. How many hours do you want to spend doing that?
Just a couple.
Just a couple. Okay, sure. So how about you go ahead and roll me an insight check?
Okay, and I'm gonna do it for 3 hours, so I roll 3, right?
Yeah, you roll 3. So if you're gonna do 2 hours, make sure you roll 2 total.
I do it as well, don't I?
Ooh, that's a natural 20 on one.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, I'll say because Ava already rolled, go ahead and roll 3 times as well. 3 times the information.
Woohoo!
I'm gonna start with. Are you doing a third hour, Lucian?
Oh, I thought you were speaking to me. In that
Oh,
case,
no,
ignore
sorry,
the
I was-
17.
Okay, cool. Lucian, you get 2 bits of information because you rolled 2 successes. Sure. Oh, Jesus. Hold on. I dropped a D10. I don't want to waste time looking for it. So
But the dog might eat it.
At least it's not a D4.
The dog is at least 90 years old and is sleeping. I don't think it's
90 years old?
What a
really
good
old dog.
girl.
The dog is more age than dog. So
The dog is secretly an elf.
I'm just gonna roll the D10 twice. The first number will be the second digit. That's a 2. That's a solid 2. Okay. Yeah, Lucian, you find 2 bits of information. Let's see if any of them are repeats. That's gonna be. Okay, so the first bit of information you find out is you hear from just people down at kind of asking around the Temple of Soon. You find out that this little tidbit of information that bird folk inhabit a monastery that hangs on the side of a plateau many miles up the river Olhung, past the Laughing Gorge. The bird folk are holding the last royal heir of Chult as their prisoner. That's one thing you hear. The second thing you hear this isn't like you hear these 2 specific things. You hear a lot. Sift these from a bunch of nonsense as well. You hear that, much to your dismay, something you're already aware of. One must purchase a charter of exploration at Fort Beluarian before undertaking the jungle expedition. The Flaming Fist punishes explorers who don't have the required paperwork. From the other bit of here. For Ava and I hate my life. 0. So,
Main decision, haven't I?
okay, I'm rolling 2 checks for Ava and 1 check for. Okay, so Ava, you hear. Oh no, it's just okay now. You hear a ruined city lies up the river past Kahakla Gorge. Supposedly, no one's explored past the gorge, but that's not true. It's just that the few who made it out alive mostly keep quiet about what they found there. I have it on good authority that the ruins are guarded by a Naga, who is both generous and wise.
What was the name of the river?
Taff.
Taff? Okay.
And the other bit of information you hear was, where'd that one go? Hold on. It's actually the same thing about charters. You heard the same thing about charters.
Great.
And then for that's a number. Yeah, if you head up the river Tariki about 5 days by canoe, you'll see a stone spire to the east. Natives call it Firefinger. Terror folk nest there, and if they spot you, you are in for a fight. So be careful. And the second bit of actually, no, wait. You only learned 1 thing. All right, cool. That's all the shit you hear.
What?
Yep.
All right. Neat.
Yeah, so that's what you learn. And by now, this would be due back for meeting at the inn. Did Mask and Thalia want to do anything?
Mask is holding down the fort in case the guy
Okay.
shows up early.
Okay.
Ew.
Okay. Sure. So yeah, once you all reconvene back at the noon, you actually are meeting up with Azon, the not local gentleman who is Jobal's assistant. He's a Tetherian. He's from the north. He's has kind of a slightly lightly tanned skin and dark brown hair that he keeps kind of well groomed and kind of close cut. Smooth features. Generally seems to be a guy who carries himself with some grace. But he meets you at the inn, and without any pleasantries, he says, "All right, so who do you want to meet?"
Let's see. Who have we met? Well, we know we don't want the 2 dumbasses. That's
Yeah.
confirmed. Don't want Hugh Hackenstone with his dumb arm thing. No. No.
What was the name of the guide who often pitches in and gets hired on as a
The one who was a total bitch?
Salida, yeah.
Yeah.
I must have missed that part.
Yeah. The ones we've met were Eku, the older woman, who was like, "No, I don't want to travel with you, Mask. You smell of not good."
Well, I mean, is she really wrong, though?
No.
Yeah. We met, for Rolling Gondola, we met Hugh Hackenstone!
Hugh Hackenstone!
To be honest, I'm leaning towards you.
Where we met Musharib, we met Salida, and I think that's it.
Yeah, and we've also met the two dumbasses who we are 100% never hiring in a million years.
Of course. Well, they might make good bait.
We don't want to waste our money on bait like that.
And Azan, he kind of like counts in his hand as you begin listening. Oh, so you haven't met Azaka?
Nope.
We have not.
Well, you're in luck because she's here usually. And he begins to like search the code, and like eventually his eyes when he goes, "Oh, Azaka!" and he gestures across the room, and you see seated alone at a table is a local Chilton woman with long, dreaded, kind of reddish brown hair. And let me go ahead and pull up her handout. Hold on, wait. No, not that handout. The other handout, roll 20. Yes, that handout, yes. You see her sitting alone, drinking from a mug of tej. Dreaded reddish brown hair, brown leathers, and some scars on her face. And kind of a general "don't fuck with me" attitude on a present.
I love her and I want to marry her.
Ava.
Kristen wants to marry her. Ava is taken. Kristen's also taken. Fuck.
It's okay. I'll marry her for you.
Okay.
Marrying her too. Damn
and
it.
She just very lazily glances over at Azan and the rest of you as Azan makes his way across the tap room of the Thundering Lizard, keeping you all in tow, and takes the helm and approaches her. And as you guys come up to the table, Azan says, "Zaka, these are a band of adventurers looking for a guide. Perhaps you could treat them to some conversation." And Azaka looks at Azan, then looks at each of you, back at Azan, then back to each of you. All right, sit down. Please have a seat. And she kind of just gestures to the only singular chair present at this table.
Yeah, Mask isn't gonna go for it.
Yeah, Ava's like, no, I'll stand.
Ak looks at Lucian and makes a dive for it.
I will gladly allow you to sit on the chair, because otherwise I would have sat and patted my lap. But
so, who speaks for this party?
You're in the hot seat, Ak.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, Ak.
You are the one who sat down.
What?
Hi, mate.
Well, if you need a guide to get you through the jungle alive, look no further. I was born in the jungle. I know its dangers well and how best to avoid them. Should you choose me, you may be rest assured that your party is in safe hands. I charge 5 gold coins per day and require a 30-day payment up front. However, for those adventurers who aid me in a personal quest, I will waive my fee entirely and guide them to places no one else has ever found. This quest will take us to a place known as Firefinger. The evil terror folk that live there stole a wooden mask from me, and I want it back.
I heard about those guys.
That's where I stand.
Yeah. Mask is suddenly looking very much interested, even though you can't tell because he's got a mask on.
Thalia raises her eyebrows, and that's indicative of interest because she trusts her because they both grew up on the wild, the different ones.
Well, if anything, this sounds like a great value.
I mean, I like her.
Value alone.
We don't
She
have
seems knowledgeable,
Mm.
unlike others. And willing, unlike others.
That's true. Yeah, I'll say...
and competent, unlike others.
Yeah, I was going
And
to
of
say
course.
competence. Competence is a pretty big thing, something that's really been lacking with most of our discussions on this topic.
Yeah, looks directly towards Ferrol and Gondolo.
Right, just like, how deep into the jungle is this personal quest of yours?
Firefinger? It is, she does like a quick little calculation,
Like 2 days
in
down
her
the road,
mind. It would Firefinger is about, I'd say, 130 miles from here, I think. By river, it should take no more than 5 days. If you want to move very swiftly, it'll take you less.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, as long as we do it fast, I'm in.
All right.
Yeah.
Very well.
I think we're all in agreement here.
Absolutely.
How could I
Yeah.
say no to the reclamation of something so treasured?
I knew you would go for it.
Yes,
Is it the mask? Is it the mask that did it for you?
Why do you always assume such terrible things about everyone you meet?
It's mostly you
It's
that I
mostly
assume
you.
bad things
Why do you
about.
always assume such terrible things about me when you've just met me?
Dead stare.
You realize,
Anyway.
you realize by
Actually-
default I win every staring contest.
Zach leans in real close to Mask here and says, "It's because you're a terrible person."
God.
Hot kettle?
If you think I'm terrible, there's this tabaxi I'd like you to meet who likes licking things
Yeah,
and fucking
so-
things.
Yeah, so anyway, I'd like to get back to my...
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
absolutely. We are going to... I wish I were better at remembering names.
Or Beluarian?
Yeah, Fort Beluarian. We're going there to get a charter. But,
Alright.
so we'll be doing that, and then we'll be returning and starting on this expedition. Before we leave, we should probably we should probably clarify what we're doing, just so you're aware of what we're thinking, and maybe we could get some suggestions from you as to planning this shindig. So this little band of idiots, we're going into the jungle to try to find something to stop this death curse that's ruining everything. We're looking for the Soulmonger. Have you heard of it?
No.
No? Alright. Well, that's fine. We've gotten a few very ominous hints about snakes.
Do you know where you're supposed to be headed?
To the south.
To the south, I've gotten a lot of hints about this place called...
So what I'm hearing is that you don't know a lot and you are seeking guidance, correct?
Yes. Right now,
Tell you
judging...
what, and she's very much interrupting you, like trying to get like... She says, tell you what, when you decide to hire me, I have a friend who is very well versed in knowledge. I'd be more than happy to acquaint you, should you be hiring me.
Okay. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I guess that's what we'll go with.
Very well. So I'll be here. You go get your charter. It shouldn't take you more than 2 or 3 days, depending on how long you want to spend up there. And you can always find me here between the hours of 10 and 8.
Alright, sounds good. Pleasure doing
helpful.
future business with you.
I look forward to seeing you again.
Yeah, same. Alright, great. Let's do it. Okay, I guess we leave her alone.
Yeah, and she just goes back to drinking her tej.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Away from
Alright.
Azaka now. You guys have a moment to plan. Azon, by the way, seems to have ducked out as soon as you guys began speaking with Azaka.
Well, I guess he did his job.
Yes. Doing the bare minimum that still counts as doing your job. You must be a city bear. He must be a city boy.
Is it just me, or does he give you odd vibes?
I get odd vibes from everyone.
Including yourself?
Yes.
Mostly him.
I don't blame you.
No, you're right, though. He did seem weird.
I'm sure he's a busy man.
How long ago did he leave?
I mean, like
It
right
wasn't
before. No, it's maybe like 4 minutes ago. Like it's if under the it's presuming he ducked out as soon as you guys started speaking to Azaka, like 4 minutes.
Mask, would you say that was weird enough to be worth using some of your dumb streetwise mumbo jumbo to follow him?
I've got nothing better to do today.
You have such faith in his abilities, Ava.
Yeah, it's. Don't worry about it. Anyway, that's a thing. Maybe we should look into it. The rest of us, we should probably look into figuring out a boat.
Same. Well, hold on. Did you learn anything today?
Found out more about a ruined city. It's down one of the rivers past I think Laughing Gorge. From what I there might be multiple gorges. I'm so lost on where to even begin on this, but
don't you live here?
I live in the city. I don't live in the jungle. What part of I'm not stupid did you not get?
The part where it's not a complete bold-faced lie.
Oh my god, fuck you.
Oh my god, get a room, you two.
I cannot even begin to list the reasons why that is wrong.
Yeah.
Alright.
At least we can both agree that Ack sucks.
Ooh,
Yes.
Ack, this is actually going to be
Indeed.
interesting for you. There's a monastery of bird folk in the jungle.
Mm.
Not sure if they're Arakaka or Kenku, but might be worth looking into.
Well, luckily all bird people know each other, so thank you.
Well, that's why I specified I didn't know.
Ava does outright snort at this, and then just immediately covers her mouth like, oh fuck.
Well,
And
maybe
then
when we find more information.
Yeah, it's true. More information is always, but yeah, since this is the second time I've heard about these ruins that are being guarded by a Naga, and given our previous snaky hints there, I'm starting to think that's probably where we want to be heading. So,
Indeed, because we were told that there's some sort of temple that's crawling with snakes or whatever.
yeah, so I'm thinking what we need to be looking into this ruined city, which from the research that Ak and I did is called Orilanga, I believe. It's a ruined city. It's guarded by a mythical Naga, so that's what we need to be looking into. But I'm not sure if there's many more books or anything like that we can research. So our best bet is probably to talk to our guide's friend. So for now,
Is there anything else we need to do?
For now, no. I'd say we should get the boat, and then we should get the boat. We should get the charter, and once we get back and properly hire Azaka, which, by the way, we need to make sure. Well, I guess actually we won't need the money if we do her personal quest. So
up front, she said 30 days, right?
Yeah.
Unless we did the quest.
Yeah. So I think that's our best bet, given that I think we're starting to. I mean, we did get money from the dinosaur races, but I'd rather save that if we can.
Slightly out of character question, but how much money did we get from the dinosaur race?
We got 100, and I haven't divided it up. I'm just holding on to it.
Party money.
No, that's supply money. We're going into the jungle where we might die.
No, I meant party isn't the group of us.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's what you say now.
I just, in my defense, when Lucian says it's a party, my assumption is he's talking about something entirely different.
I have literally had no bad intentions all day today, and yet people insist on putting words into my mouth, among other things.
Some people.
Among other
Wait,
things.
what?
There you go.
Why are you all so lewd?
Some people.
Some
I
people.
know, the nerve.
Okay, anyway, Mask, you should follow the guy while you still have time to do that.
Right.
Cool.
We can split up a little bit when we need to buy things. You guys can rent out the boat, and perhaps I can buy the charter.
Yeah. Well, the charter, we gotta go to that fort to do it. That's not something we can pick up in the city. So you'd be taking the boat by yourself for a day or two.
I suppose.
Yeah,
That's
no, this.
inconvenient. They should
Yep.
move it into the city.
Look, you can't have everything here. We've got extravagance, lots of rich folk being incredibly terrible. We've got dinosaurs. Eventually, you got to draw the line somewhere, and in this case, we've got a fort somewhere over there with some unfortunately named gang. Very unfortunate. Okay, so we're gonna go look for a boat. I think that's what we're doing.
Okay. Mask, make a perception check as you go looking.
All right. Perception. There we go.
That's. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That worked. You rolled a high stealth check and you rolled a
Nice.
high perception check. Yeah. No. Like even though you spend some time, you step outside the inn and just begin moving through like the most nearly available alleyways and side streets. And sure enough, you actually catch sight of Azon as he's making his way towards the merchant district again.
Great. Is he doing anything suspicious other than like running around like whoop, 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 you can't see me, I'm stealthy?
He's actually not running around.
He's actually cutting off?
He's actually Xander cutting him out.
Hello. I said actually hold on, let me change my mic settings real quick so that does not happen again. Because there's background noise that did that. Okay. So I was saying that there is he's not actually running around, he's actually very kind of gracefully and confidently moving between clusters of people as he just kind of makes his way westward.
All right. So nothing other than nothing suspicious.
Make an insight check.
Okay. Scrolling back up, and there we go.
Same exact number. I mean, nothing more suspicious than why are you barking, dog? Nothing more suspicious than like a man who is, kind of keeping his head low and just moving between packs of people in an attempt to just kind of move efficiently and quietly without being, without taking too much attention towards him. Other than that, though, it doesn't seem like he's doing anything particularly shady.
All right. I guess, yeah, I can find the rest of the gang easily enough. I'll keep following him until he goes somewhere I can't go.
Okay, yeah, he goes all the way back to Jabal's villa and passes through the gates, which are closed as he passes through.
Right.
Yep. So that is where your journey ends.
Great. So, the rest of the gang said they were going to go buy a boat. I'm going to head over to the harbor ward.
Yeah.
Sure. For those making harbor, and actually, I'll say one of you, except for Mask, can roll a perception check with advantage since you're working as a group trying to like look around for a ship. Actually, no, in this case, not perception. Make this an investigation check. Mask, you may do the same, just without
with no advantage.
Yes.
Anyone have better investigation than me? I have 0.
I have -2 investigation, so maybe
nice.
Hot 0.
My investigation is 1.
All right, better
Perfect.
than me.
Roll with advantage.
Oh, sorry, advantage.
Just roll again.
Roll once more.
Roll again. Where'd it go again? I lost it. What was it?
Investigation.
Yes.
Okay. So 14. Yeah, so you guys head down to the harbor district and begin looking around, occasionally trying to catch a word with the sailors they're passing by. And you're kind of steadily directed towards this one ship kind of at the end of the docks, like on the farthest end of the harbor from the wealthier upscale ships. You're directed towards a singular galleon that has like kind of like a bronze plated figurehead at its front, and there is currently a crew milling about. The gangplank is down, and it seems like people are moving things on and off the ship. So yeah, that seems to be where you were pointed.
All right. Anyone want to talk to a guy?
Not really.
All right, I guess I'm gonna go talk to a guy unless someone else wants to do it.
Sure.
Do it quickly, but it may not be
as
the best.
As you approach the ship, you see that moving about the deck, closer towards the gangplank, is a hulking, pale-skinned gentleman with a face that is almost completely hidden by a heavy beard streaked with gray, shouting orders at various crew members on board. His tree trunk arms just kind of crossed over his barrel chest as he just begins to bark orders at people moving on and off the ship. He seems to be a man of authority.
I'm like,
Fine, I'll do it if you're too baby to. I go over. I walk confidently, stand in front of him, and look up.
He looks back.
Excuse me. We're looking to hire a boat.
He a low grunt comes from him, and he kind of eyes you up and down, then glances over his shoulder and goes, "Captain!" And you hear a moment later a shouting voice go, "Just a second, Rodell, I'll be there in a moment." And the big bearded gentleman goes and steps aside as you watch a figure whose physicality does not match the volume of their voice. You see a excuse me. You see a wait. Why is it not telling me?
This is so riveting.
Does
Sorry,
this character actually have a
I
handout?
know this character has a race. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Is it the one who's half dragon?
No, it's not. No, this character does not have a handout. Sorry, I was looking to double check the race. Didn't say immediately. I'm like, what? I double checked, and there it was. Yes, you see a gnome wearing captain's attire come marching out of a captain's quarter, walking over to you and eyeing you up and down. And she says, "Who's this then?" And the man who she referred to as Riddell goes, "Someone is looking for a ship." "Oh, great. What do you want?"
We're going to need a ship in order to...
"To where?"
Fort
Back, because
Beluarian.
Okay.
"Oh, Fort Beluarian, that's not the trouble at all. That's about 10 gold pieces for you and whoever's traveling with you. So it should be a 10-hour trip, all things considered."
Sounds reasonable.
All right. And she begins to take inventory of each and every one of you. "Is this all of you then?"
We're waiting on one more.
We're missing a fabulous absurd man in a mask.
"I see. Well, all right then. I'm Arteme Swift and Dark. Captain Arteme Swift and Dark, you remember that well. This be my ship, the Bronze Pegasus. You can pay now, or you can pay when your other friend gets here. It's up to you entirely. But we're leaving in about an hour, so if he's not here, you're going to have to find another ship."
Sure,
I mean,
he'll
we
be
could
here.
just leave without him.
No, we're not leaving without him. He'll show
Leaving
up.
without Ack, what a wonderful idea. And I just want to be right behind Ack when I do that.
Ava's like, "Oh, good, you made it."
Looks like I'll be paying now then.
All right, that'll be 10 gold pieces for the whole party.
All right. So,
Money that we won.
Yeah.
Actually, and by the way, I was wrong. This is not the galleon ship. I misread which ship it was in the harbor. This ship, which he has referred to as the Bronze Pegasus, is a 60-foot sloop. Phil, you'll recognize that word. A 60-foot sloop with a single mast, with a square mainsail plus 2 triangle foresails, and then 1 aft sail and a small topsail.
She's beautiful.
And the fastest ship in port. Fastest ship in all of these waters, I'll tell you that much. She's small but efficient, just like the captain.
I believe it.
I'd love to see it in action.
Why do I feel like you're making an innuendo?
I have
Don't worry, everything
idea.
says like that.
All right then.
Right. 50 gold. Thank you
It's
very
just the way
much.
they talk.
Pockets the 10, 10, sorry, not 50 gold, 10 gold.
Yeah.
Pockets the 10 gold, tucks it away at her waist, and goes, all right then. Welcome aboard. Don't cause trouble.
I have a question. So I guess would Alva even know this? I don't know. I'm asking. Is this going to take us like outside of the Bay of Cholt?
Fort Beluarian is not outside the Bay of Cholt.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah. So no dragon turtles.
No dragon turtles. So I was like, is there a spot that'll keep me as far away from the side of the ship as possible?
Yeah, that would be presumably below deck.
Great, cool. Can I go there?
Yeah, you can.
Great, thanks. Abba awkwardly.
All right then. So that's going to be, well, that's all of you. Welcome aboard. Don't get in the way of me crew. It's a small ship with a small crew.
All right.
Understood.
I've never been on a boat before. I've heard there's a nest on here.
Yeah, there's the crow's nest, but that's currently where Gregor is situated up at. And Gregor does not move from the crow's nest, so you can't go up there. What you saying?
I'm fine. I'm not a big fan of crows. They
Well,
mess up the
all right then.
neighborhood.
So anyway, yeah, we'll be setting out. It's about, what time of day is it? It's about noon. All right then. So that you'll be getting there around 10 p.m. at night. They have places for guests to stay, and you can make the hikes of the fort in the morning. I'm sure we'll be docked there for a couple of days, so we won't leave you there.
All right, sounds good.
Very well.
Very well.
Mm-hmm.
Right then, all aboard. And an hour later, the gangplank is lowered, and the sails are dropped. The anchor is lifted, and you all sail out of Port Nyanzaru. Finally, making your way through the Bay of Cholt towards Fort Beluarian. And we're gonna go ahead and take a break.
All right.
Cool. Yeah. We'll be right back here. Don't miss it.
We're gonna see you all in a few minutes. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Welcome back, everyone. So you guys have now left Port Nyanzaru on the ship, heading for Fort Beluarian, which, as you can see on the big map of Cholt here, is right there.
Woo!
Yar. So you guys begin sailing. So in the first few hours, pairing it up in terms of ships and ship this small, moving at about 10 miles per hour, actually.
Nice.
You guys head north for a few hours, and then the journey will take you east across the Bay of Cholt to get to the shore that leads up to Fort Beluarian. It's a 10-hour journey, and it is relatively peaceful. Occasionally, there are other ships that are passing to and fro, some heading towards Port Nyanzaru, others heading outwards towards Baldur's Gate or Waterdeep or wherever their journey may carry them. And it's a pretty boring few hours. It's nothing really much happens. The crew kind of minds their business, occasionally adjusting the sails, moving about. Most of the rest of there's like 6 crew members, and then the hulking gentleman you heard known as Riddell, and then Captain Ordame, who just kind of mill about. Captain Ordame mostly hanging around, keeping an eye on the waters. Actually, she spends most of her time towards the bow of the ship, keeping an eye outwards with a spyglass, just kind of keeping this very intense eye outward, while Riddell handles the steering of the ship. And you guys are kind of left to your own devices. Some of the crew members play cards downstairs when they're not working. But that's pretty much it. You guys do anything in particular on that journey? Strike conversation up, or are you just chilling it out?
Master's gonna keep to himself unless anyone bothers him.
Okay.
I just have to
same with Thalia.
appreciate the beautiful vessel.
Okay.
Yeah. Act 2 is appreciating the beautiful vessel from above, just kind of like circling around it.
Okay, totally. Sure. Well, then in that case, yeah. 10 hours later, encroaching on 10 at night, you guys are approaching the shoreline that here north of northeast of Port Nyanzaru. It is a pretty barren stretch of coast. There are a couple of log buildings above the tide line,
Captain Ordame brings the ship in about a half mile offshore and anchors, and a few gentlemen on the shore wearing studded leathers get in a rowboat and head towards the ship. And as the ship comes up alongside the sloop, the rowboat, rather, you can see that the two gentlemen wearing leathers inside have a pin attached to their armor that depicts a flaming closed fist. And a couple of the sailors load crates onto the boat, and then they take that over and drop those off on the shore. Then they come back and begin to ferry anyone who wants to go over, which is exclusively your party. And the boat can fit 6, so it'll take 4 over, and then whoever's left. So you guys make your way back to the shore, and once you're away from the ship, you meet up with this gentleman with kind of close-cropped, graying hair, human, definitely a northerner, directs you guys to one of the log cabins and informs you that you'll be staying there for the night. That is where guests can reside, and they recommend the hiking to Fort Beluarian in the morning, since the trail can get kind of dangerous at night. Yeah.
All right. I guess
Cool.
we do
Right.
that unless anyone has any objections or anything they'd like to do.
Where exactly are we sleeping?
It's one of the log cabins along the shore.
Right. Okay. Yes. Cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Mhm.
Comfy.
Yep.
It is.
Just gonna
Not
get
very
comfy, say
comfortable.
some prayers.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not very comfortable. It's a little moldy, but it's better than nothing.
I
so
lay
you
down the
guys-
mold. I lay down on the mold, and I'm like, just like home.
Oh, Mold, how
Lay
I've
down.
missed you.
And you sleep with the sounds of the waves lapping onto the shore. The next morning, you guys, splash yourself with water from the basin and gear up. And as you guys are getting ready to leave, the gentleman who directed you towards the log cabin last night's episode, he says, "So you're gonna want to hike. It's a 14-mile hike. It's well marked. Just don't stray from the path, and you'll make it there. Hopefully before the evening.
All right, thanks.
Very well.
Should take you 8 hours.
14 miles? Oh, must be some heavy terrain.
Well, it's
It's the
The
jungle.
True.
Yep. Better get used to it.
well, good luck. And he goes about his other business.
All right.
You guys are left on the trail. And it is indeed a grueling 14-mile hike. It is, and yes, he was true to his word. The trail is exceptionally well marked. It seems it is very easily maintained and kept that way for ease of travel to and from the fort. So you don't have any trouble navigating, but it is a long, long hike through the humid air, over winding terrain that kind of ascends and descends and curves at random angles to accommodate the jungle terrain. Luckily, this is not in the thick of any rainforest or any other trees. This is mostly open air and clear of any vegetation. It's just mostly how the terrain ascends and descends and curves at random. But yeah, sure enough, after 14 miles of travel and about 10 hours, actually more closer to 8, it is now going on into the late afternoon, bordering the evening. You can see that the flag of Baldur's Gate flies over a wooden stockade. The whole structure sits atop a 10-foot hillock, the sides of which are shaved vertically to make them steep and difficult to climb. The fort's main gate faces west. On the east side of the stockade, a tall keep holds a commanding view over the surrounding wilderness. And let's switch maps.
Oh boy.
Oh boy!
A different map.
Map switch. Let's make a map switch. Hold on, wait.
As long as we can find a spot to make another vor joke, that's all that really matters.
God damn it. So,
More joke, you say?
you guys approach. You and your 4 jokes.
It's just we make so many of them on stream. I feel
It's
like
not
we
a
have a
joke.
quota.
The walls
not a joke, it's
of
a way
this
of life.
western gatehouse, which you guys are approaching, are about 20 feet high, and you can see that the parapets are patrolled by 6 individuals, all and 2 of which, as you approach, kind of glance down at you. The gates are currently closed, and a couple of guards look down at you without any much regard as you approach, and they say, "All right, what's your business?"
Charter.
Yeah, we're here to get a charter.
Looks over his shoulder and he yells, "Get the Castellan!" One moment. And sure enough, about 5 minutes later, you see all the figures who were manning the parapet around the gate suddenly disappear as they step down. And you hear a female voice go out, "All right, heave!" And you hear a thick groaning of wood as the gate begins to open outward. You can see that the gate is so heavy that as it's being pushed outward, it takes 8 people to open the gate. And they're all pushing it open, and standing in the midst of them, not pushing herself, you see a human woman in her maybe early 40s, wearing, wearing plate armor, and with kind of like cut just a little bit above the shoulders, but kind of wild and rugged looking hair, blonde with striking blue eyes and pale skin. Definitely a Luskin from one of the late women from the northern Sword Coast. Steps forward, and who's at the helm of the party?
Evidently not masked, given the way that we've been arranged.
I want to, like, Ava will, if no one else is going to, although Thalia might be better off on point, given that we're going through the wilderness here.
Okay. Sure. Well, then, the woman steps up and immediately shakes her hand. At least reaches out for shaking a hand. And
it's a nice, firm handshake.
Yes, it is. It is a very firm handshake. And she says, "Good to meet you. My name is Gruta Halsdottir. I'm the Castellan at the fortress. What brings you here?"
We need a charter.
Yep.
Adventuring out into the jungles, I presume?
It's coming up soon, so...
All right, then. Expedition, or just looking for treasure and trouble?
Expedition.
A little bit of both.
What for?
We're going to end the death curse.
And her face kind of like scrunches up a bit. That's a noble cause you got there.
But it'll
very
happen.
Well.
What the hell is that accent?
Exactly. Well, you're welcome to come inside. I can get you the charter now if you'd like, but
that would be wonderful if you could.
Yeah,
so quick to be with us.
Very well. You can come and step into my office if you'd like.
Yeah. All right. Let's get it done. We've got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very well. Please follow me this way. And she begins leading you guys deeper into the fort. And I'll just move Talia's token for ease of displaying what is here.
Woo.
Yar. You are led through a small little marketplace that is not necessarily bustling, but people are about visiting various stalls and small tents. And as you're being led, Gruda begins to address. Fort Beluarian is run and operated, of course, by the Flaming Fist Mercenary Company. It is, of course, allowing of local merchants to sell their wares here, locally approved by the company. We ensure that most of our members get fair fees. You can purchase things if you'd like, but mostly we prefer to keep things between allies and those who share our membership. And then she points up here would be the keep. You said you're looking to make an expedition. Have you secured a guide for yourselves yet?
Sure.
Yeah, they were
yes,
pretty set on that.
Oh, okay. Well, we do have a pair of guides here in the fortress if you need to be looking for any of them. But if you are squared away with a guide for yourselves, that is all fine and good then. And she leads you guys all the way into the fortress, through a pair of doors, around a courtyard with a statue of a soldier, into a small side office. And she claps her hands together and she goes, "Well, no need to make this last any longer than it needs to. I can have your charter signed and ready to go within the next 5 minutes, and you can be on your way unless you have any further business here in the fortress."
What do you know about the ruins of Orlanga?
Never heard of them.
Never heard of them? Alright. Where, sorry.
I'm not entirely familiar myself with the jungles south of Kitcher's Inlet myself.
I see. You wouldn't have... Could we perhaps talk to someone who is?
Well, that would be the commander, the reporter. She is very busy. If you'd like to wait a day, I could set up a meeting. She does. She knows a lot of things about the jungle and has a few things on her plate. If you're claiming that you're going out there to end the death curse, well, that I'm sure that might catch her attention. I could push for maybe a meeting tonight, but like I said, she is exceptionally busy. Entirely up to you. Nonetheless, if you're here to buy a charter, we can go ahead and get that squared away without any other business. That'll be 50 gold pieces for the charter for your party.
Understood.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
Bloody hell, that's a lot of gold.
How long is the charter good for?
It is good for as long as any of you are alive.
Ah, wonderful.
Oh, well, good to know. Mm-hmm.
All right, well, then she begins getting a piece of paper from one of the nearby drawers of her desk. All right, then who am I making this out to? I need a singular name, either for the party or of a leading individual.
The Chuckle Fucks.
I beg your pardon?
No.
Yeah, I absolutely refuse.
Darn.
Well, I'll either be needing a party, an expedition name, or an individual who will step up as the main leader. Either would work.
I'll do it.
Edgy boys.
Sorry.
No.
A vote for Ava.
Ava?
Yeah.
Can you spell that?
AVA.
Have you a surname?
No.
AVA. All right. And she hands the paper over across the table. Simple as that, and takes the gold. That charter grants you permission to explore the jungles of Chult and plunder its riches. But half of an expedition's proceeds and discoveries must be turned over to the Flaming Fist before your departure from the continent.
Oh.
Yes, half.
Well.
Hence the 50 gold. It's a down payment.
Well.
In addition, however, you are now privy to the words. You're now available to hire up to 6 of our mercenaries here at the fortress to accompany you for a very reasonable rate of 1 gold piece per 10 day each men.
Oh, wow.
Should you be needing the extra buffer?
That actually might not be a bad idea.
We'll have to speak it over.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
all right.
Well, and now on the matters of Liara Porter, Commander Porter, the Blaze here at the Fort Beluarian, are you looking to meet with her, or can we consider our business concluded for the time being?
I'll meet with her. If we could get any more information at all, I want it. I want to be as prepared as possible going into this jungle. If we can get anything that we don't already know, I want to know it.
All right. I will put a word in. You are more than welcome to stay at one of the ale tents here in the fortress. That is, of course, where we let guests stay outside of the barracks, because that's only secured for the guards. But you can get a drink there. You can get a decent meal, and feel free to explore the market to your heart's content. Chances are Liara will be available in the morning
All right.
So get comfortable. That's the best I can offer you.
All right. Sounds good.
Very well. Well, she stands up and shakes your hand, Ava.
Mm.
Well, if that'll be all, pleasure to serve you, and best of luck on your expedition. I will be in touch.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. I don't know if you guys had anything you wanted to do.
I don't really know
and,
why.
And as you guys are like walking out of the of the Bailey, you see that there's actually this small pen inside within the keep itself, where a Chultan gentleman is currently, it seems, working with raptors.
No.
Ooh.
I really want to see the raptors.
The Flaming Fist shake down anyone who wants to go into the jungle and then offer their own menace bait. They're my kind of people.
At least you approve of someone.
I mean, it's a pretty good operation, I guess. I wonder how they managed to get away with running an operation like this.
Yes, you would assume someone would have some objections.
Yeah, how did this all get started, I wonder?
Hmm.
You can make a history check.
I'm gonna make a history check. If I can find the thing, there's the thing. Boop.
Well, so but you're not very sure, but
In spite of the fact that I live here.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, you don't really consider yourself in those matters, but you've read many a book, and you are actually aware of the fact that after the decline of the royal kingdoms of Chult, pretty much Baldur's Gate pretty much like laid claim to everything east of the Mistcliff Mountains and north of Kitcher's Inlet on the continent, and kind of secured that area without any real objections from the then up-and-coming merchants of Port Nyanzaru. And the Flaming Fist mercenaries are a company serving Baldur's Gate, so they have the full jurisdiction of the oh god, what's his name? Hold on, I have to scroll through my notes really quick. Baldur's. So, given that Baldur's Gate is a member of the Lord's Alliance, it is essentially a kind of a bureaucratic nightmare that this place was secured. But it is pretty legit. You know, it's not like that they just came in and it's like, all right, we control this now. They've gone through like the proper channels to legally secure this region. What they don't legally own is everything south of what I currently described, but they are pushing into that territory.
Yeah. When you said it was met with without objection to the folk of Port Nyanzaru, does that mean they just didn't care, or they were too overwhelmed to object?
They didn't. It was a bit of both, and not really caring, since the folk of Port Nyanzaru have no desire of pushing deeper into the jungles, and whereas they make all of their wealth from what the merchant princes oversee. So the notion of plundering like old tombs and like ancient ruins, they're not like super, like they don't really care about that. So it wasn't much of an objection in the first place.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And do you know who founded the Flaming Fist and who thought that would be a great name?
You don't know who.
An ancestor of Thalia. No, sorry. Lucian. Ancestor of Lucian.
Yeah. You don't.
You guys give me shit for being lewd. Jeez.
So you don't know who founded the Flaming Fist, but you do know that the Flaming Fist, is pretty much directly controlled, and works under the Grand Duke Uldur Ravengard of Baldur's Gate. So that's kind of like the man in charge of everything, and who everybody else is commanded under.
Oh, so he's the one who doesn't see a problem with Flaming Fist.
Different strokes for different folks.
Look, it's a
Whatever
fist
people
that
say,
has
Purple.
flames on it. I don't see what the problem is. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Ava. It's fine. I'll tell you when you're older.
Wait, Ava? You mean Ileana?
No, Ileana's not here. If Ileana was here, she'd be.
I don't know what's wrong with the flaming fist.
I am an adult. motherfucker.
Ileana is not an idiot. She would understand the innuendo.
Yeah.
Jeez.
She would know what a flaming fist is.
You all babied her too much.
We just wouldn't let her listen.
Why is it
Like
that Mask and Lucian are the ones who respect Ileana the most?
Hey, I
we're the
respect
bad
her.
guys. Speaking of, mildly out of character, but like, we should. It's also nice to give Ileana some time to ask around for her thing.
Yeah.
That she's asking around for.
Yeah. To which I will not be answering anything for. I'll tell Cammy about that later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. For ease of just for simplicity.
That makes sense. What, you don't want to do a whole scene with Ileana while she's not here?
Yeah, right?
I am your replacement, Ileana. Have you seen this?
Pay no attention to the man in the Ileana suit. Oh god.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry.
Good God. What has science done?
I feel so dirty. Just for having listened to that.
I'm going to immediately record this for posterity.
Thanks, man. You too. Anyway.
Yep. After that wonderful discussion.
That was out of character.
It was out of character. It was out of character. I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah, we weren't just standing in the middle of the street screaming about Ileana suits.
Just to clarify.
Okay, right. I'm not still laughing about this, I promise. Continuing! Someone please change the subject!
Have you got any human skin suits around about this size? Yay big.
Are you
Looks very
here?
innocent.
Insecure,
Exceedingly cute. Pardon?
Oh no. Nothing, never mind.
So
she's not even human. Racist.
With this bullshit aside,
Jesus.
I assume you guys are just passing the day.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think there's anything that would really interest Mask in Fort Beluarian.
I guess I could ask around for more like jungle information. That's probably what Ava would do. Just like, you know, is there any information? Are there any books I could read or anything like that? Are there any books I could buy?
All right, Ava, as you're kind of asking around, you strike up conversation with a Chilton gentleman wearing this like long green robe and kind of leaning up against this wooden staff. Has a bit of a kind of like he's almost bald on top, save for dreads that kind of, it's like an extremely receded hairline, and then dreads that go down to his shoulders, with like kind of like a chin goatee and very kind of pale gold eyes. You strike up conversation with him, asking about jungle packs, and he says, I do not necessarily know much about what you could find, say, where you have mentioned you are heading. I am very familiar with the undead territory out there in the jungles. I'm very sorry, I don't know much myself. If you're looking for more spiritual information, I do know some tips and tricks for finding yourself along the paths of the Chewingas.
That's the last thing I want.
Oh no, the Chewingas are friendly. Truly, it would benefit and behoove your expedition greatly.
Oh, hey, we got a donation. Thank you,
Okay.
Onyx and Roman.
Thank you! Oh my gosh, thank you, Onyx!
My boy!
God
boy.
damn it, Alex.
How much was that for? I don't know. I'm going to have to double check.
All right.
Alex, love you, man.
Thank you.
Whatever it was, it made the entire tip jar just explode.
Dang. $20 for the Save Mia Fund. Holy shit.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
Wow,
shit, dude.
Thank you, Onyx.
All right. Well, so do you have any other questions? I'm sure you don't know much about the territory.
Why not? Tell me more about the spiritual thing. Fuck it.
Oh well.
I'm waiting.
Oh well.
The blessing of the Chewingas. They're curious little spirits. They mean well. It is truly a boon to your expedition should you find yourselves in their favor. They can grant you little aid and a little few tricks here and there, but they are harmless. I think very fondly of them. I myself am a druid, so I commune with their spirits very often.
Are these things all over the jungle, or in a
All over the
specific
jungle.
area?
All over the jungle.
How would one get their favor?
Oh, you just need to know where to look. And he just kind of points a finger on his temple. They hide and they're very shy and very curious. But if you keep an eye out, or if you're very lucky, you may find yourself in their company.
Mm.
What is your name, my shelled friend?
Ava.
Ava. A pleasure to meet you. My name is Kowesha.
All right. Nice to meet you, I guess, Kowesha.
And where is... there he is. Pull you away. Weed, come over here. And you see him gesturing over, and you hear what sounds like the rustling of leaves, and you turn around to see not a human, not anyone you've ever seen before. You see a 3-foot tall individual that seems to be a walking plant. This
Cool.
here is my friend and traveling companion. His name is Kupalyue. Kupalyue, say hello. And the individual just kind of waves. And it sounds like a rustling of waves.
Oh my god, it's Abe from Abe's Odyssey!
I was just about to say, he looks like a fucking Madokan. Holy shit.
It's a Madokan! Holy shit!
Ava gives just automatically gives an awkward wave, but she looks completely shocked, what?
Yes. Other than that, I am very well, both of us rather, we're very well versed in the local flora and fauna. If you have any questions about that, I would be more than happy to answer. Just specific locales is not our specialty.
Sure, why not? Tell me about the local flora and fauna. That
Well,
sounds like
I
that'd be
have-
useful.
Sure, I have a few tips for you if you're out there. Just a few general things to keep an eye out for. The jungles of Chult are home to many unique specimens. Some things can kill you, some things can help you. For example, have you heard of dancing monkey fruit?
Ava just immediately snickers.
Well, I can tell you have heard of that. Manga leaves. These are a dried leaf from the manga brush. They are, if you turn them into a bit of a tea, they have a bit of a medicinal property to them. But be careful, if you drink too much, you will be knocked unconscious. It is very powerful stuff.
Good to know.
If you find a manga bush, usually you can harvest about a few ounces of leaves from them, and it requires about a day of drying out before they can confer any benefit. Aside from that, there is of course Rieth root, another healing medicinal root you can find in the jungle. However, if you do eat too much of it, it is a little poisonous.
All right.
Cinder berries. Be on the lookout for these dark brown berries. They are cinder berries. They can be eaten raw or crushed and added to a drink. I would recommend the latter because on their own they are very bitter. But eating cinder berries boosts your systems, suffice to say, and is a good repellent of diseases and poisons.
Good to know.
Yes, then there is wild root, and he begins listing off more.
Oh god, Ava listens with rapt attention, writing
Yeah,
down
then there's
every
wild
single
root.
thing.
Yes, there's wild root. It is a good repellent of poison. Should you or any of your companions, that is, be poisoned, rubbing the juice of a wild root into a bloodstream of a poisoned individual cures them entirely.
Ah.
And then you have wooka nuts. Wooka nuts, of course. Wooka nuts are these fist-sized nuts. They grow on wooka trees, which are popular hunts for jaculi, Sioux monsters, and zorbos. So I'd be very careful around them. If you're in for a little bit of music, they rattle when shaken. But aside from this, when you shake them, wooka nuts shed bright light. It fades after about a minute or so. But as long as you shake it, it glows. And then there are the yaka. The yaka are these harmless, meaty beetles about the size of my hand. He holds up his palm to show you. They feed on worms and maggots, moving very slowly, very easy to catch. Should any of your companions come down with mad monkey fever, eating a yaka can immediately aid them in overcoming the disease.
Oh, good to know.
And then, of course, you have zabu. Zabu are mushrooms that feed on offal and the rotting wood of dead trees. If you handle it very carefully, zabu can be picked or uprooted without causing it to release its spores. But usually when it's struck or crushed or it takes any sudden jolt, zabu releases its spores in a sudden burst, and anyone that is caught in that spore cloud is subjected to a poisonous effect. Very itchy, very itchy. But that immediately strikes me as some of the more interesting flora around the jungles of this.
Oh, seems pretty good to know.
Polyway, do you have anything to add? And the plant makes a few gestures with its hand, and Kawash nods and signals something back with his hand. Goes, no, Polyway has nothing else to add.
All right, fair enough. Thanks. I really appreciate it.
Naturally. Should you ever be finding yourself in need of a guide, you can find us here.
Of course. We'll definitely consider it. Cough.
Well, have a nice day.
Yeah, you as well.
Yeah. Now I can't be the only one who. Now I cannot be the only one who thought that man had a hard chewinga fetish.
Yeah, I got a bit of an impression about that.
I mean,
Druids.
I'm not one to
because
judge.
I am one, and I can say probably did.
So what does that say about you then?
Everyone looks at
me all.
It's like,
Color me interested, Dahlia.
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't judge.
No judge.
I just said it doesn't apply to me. I'm just saying I know lots about druids and what they like.
Oh, of course.
Oh no, Thalia, tell us.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Naturally.
Tell us more about druids.
Because now you're patronizing me.
Ava is just like smirking. This is probably the most amused she's ever been. Just like, oh, she almost looks relaxed, kind of. It's fine.
Don't worry about it.
I mean, I'm sure she's not the only one who's ever taken an interest in local wildlife.
What have you done?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't referring to myself.
Yeah, they don't call it wild shape for nothing.
I've also seen the books that you've had signed, Ava.
No, you haven't. I don't know what you're talking about.
No worries. Your secret is safe with me. You guys are all too uptight. You need to loosen up a bit.
And how
I'm in a
exactly?
committed relationship and everything's great!
Now, how exactly would you suggest I do that?
I don't know. I'm sure we could figure something out if you were so keen.
Are you offering?
What?
My.
I mean, if you put it that way, I mean, sure. But
Because I am not interested.
oh, I meant the Temple of Soon was pretty fun. What were you thinking of?
I thought you were talking about sex.
Oh,
damn!
Too young for me, but yeah, no.
I believe you would find me
Willing
incompatible.
partners only. I have a strict rule: willing partners only. Ever.
Tune in next time when the Tomb of Annihilation cast has more great conversations about their sex lives.
It's called
every session.
It's called Dungeons and Douchebags, guys. What did you expect?
Yeah.
Who are so interested and who are constantly putting things into my mouth. I mean, honestly.
Tune in next time where the entire cast actually fuck.
Look,
I still
Lucian,
stood all
I
over
never put anything in your mouth. You're putting things in my mouth. Damn it!
I mean,
Ava just gapes like,
I
holy
didn't realize
shit!
we were at that level.
It either, but now you're making me say things.
And as you're
No.
all kind
I am
of standing
not
out,
forcing you to say
and that-
anything.
as you're all
You
standing out in the-
warlock!
as you're all sitting out in the open having this conversation, you just hear this loud boisterous and you like turn to see the source of the voice is this Chilton male about 6'3", like currently bare-chested with rippling muscles, a large giant grin plastered on his face. The sides of his head have been shaved. His hair is kind of in a mohawk. It's just this like really kind of like widely grinning face. He goes, "I do not know who any of you are, but I just want to say I like where this conversation is going."
You were not invited.
Oh, come, I don't mean anything by it. I don't mean anything by
Oh no,
it.
it's a Harlequin romance novel!
But I'm just saying, it's not often that I hear such interesting conversation from such interesting people, aside from the mercenaries. Can I buy all of you a drink?
Yes.
That would be
All right.
appreciated.
I would love
Sure.
a drink.
Naturally. Oh, come here. And he guides you into one of the ale tents and, begins just like plucking. What is your fancy? Do you prefer Tej, or should I get you something from the north?
I'll try something from the north. Sure.
All right. So, okay, I'll get some ale for the turtle friend there. And the rest of you?
Yeah, I'd like to try that northern thing.
Okay, very well. Yeah. And he's constantly grinning as he's speaking to you guys. And there's just like a general kind of like a just general glee about his general presence. And grabs drink, serves them out. So I have to ask, aside from that fascinating conversation about sex you were all having, I'm very interested to know, like, what is your deal?
I've been wondering that myself for several days now, and I'm no closer to an answer.
I make it my business to know what people's deal is, and honestly, I'm sort of confused myself.
I see. Well, hello there. My name is Shago.
Well met. It's
Ooh,
a
he's
pleasure to
beautiful.
meet you.
Yes,
Right?
He is pretty. he is
Oops.
beautiful.
Second gay crush of the day.
Is his eyeliner tattooed on? I gotta know.
Yes, it is eyeliner.
Ah.
It's expertly applied.
My
Thanks,
name is
Emma.
Shago. I'm a guide, and I just say I love meeting fascinating adventurers such as yourselves. It fills me heart with glee.
So
Love
you're a
him.
guide.
Yes, I am a guide. Yes, I work here out of Fort Beluarian. I mean, if you want interested, and he kind of leans forward, I'd be more than happy to give you my spiel.
I'm interested in a good spiel too.
All right, he like stretches out, kind of definitely showing off the rippling muscles of his torso, and he goes, "Ask any
Actor
member,
sweats a little bit.
any member, ask any member of the Flaming Fist. I am the best there is. Pay no heed to the guides in Port Nyanzaru. They're soft and weak. I'll get you to wherever you need to go. Firefinger, Kirsabal, the Peaks of Flame, it doesn't matter. Chult is full of wonders, and Shago knows the way. I'm not afraid of dinosaurs, bugs, or hard work. I can paddle a canoe, start a fire, forage, whatever you need. The jungle is overrun with ghouls and zombies, but I have a strong arm and the heart of a Tyrannosaurus. Together we will conquer this land. If you're interested about my prices, it's 5 gold pieces a day and a 30-day payment up front. For that, you get the best guide. For that, you get, and he flexes, the mighty Shago.
Oh. Well, I am all about the opposite of soft, that's for sure.
So you say you're the best flaming fist?
Ava just snorts like.
Oh, come on, Mask. Ease up. And you pretend to be the reasonable one.
I pretend no such thing.
Has he ever pretended that ever?
Occasionally.
Why are you calling me the reasonable one? I have a mask on.
Yeah, no. If anyone's the reasonable one in this group, it's me.
No.
No, that's up for debate.
No.
Fuck you.
It's Ileana.
Ileana is the only reasonable one.
It is
No, it's
Ileana,
fine.
yes.
Acceptable.
Which is why she must be protected.
You all need to stop babying her and take her seriously. She's an adult.
Seriously adorable adult.
I mean, yes, but that is beside the point.
Oh, this is so entertaining.
I'm glad that we entertain you.
It's not hard to entertain me.
I got that impression.
Well, that's really.
Oh yes,
Yes.
that I can understand.
So I don't mean to push the issue or anything, but I just want to know, are you interested in hiring the mighty Shago?
No.
I mean, I'm interested in the mighty Shago, but
Not for a guide, but I'm interested in hiring him for something else.
Ava looks visibly uncomfortable, like.
out of character, weren't you trying to not be fresh?
To be honest, I don't know where I was heading. So I don't know where I was heading with that. Probably wasn't very sexual.
Yeah, I'd like to hire the mighty Shago. Look, I need some dishes that need to be done.
Either that, or I was going to convince him that Ava has been lonely recently and needs a lap
No,
dance.
please, no!
If you need a Harlequin romance novel.
No!
Ooh.
Ava
is very gay!
Ava isn't lonely, but she soon will be if we don't hurry.
It's true.
So she needs a lap
Indeed.
dance.
No!
The first of many lap dances that Ava will receive.
Yeah, it is the birth of a new god, and it will give Ava a lap dance.
Oh my god!
I feel like that's somewhat blasphemous and also very worshipful at
I
the same
feel
time.
okay.
I love
Look,
it.
even if Mia became some kind of god who was capable of giving the greatest of god lap dances, Ava would still be very awkward about it because she's really awkward about that stuff.
No.
Real talk. Anyway, can we please get the conversation off of this?
Art request for Ava getting a lap dance.
No! Please do not! Please do not!
You heard the lady. Please do. Okay.
No, that's not what I said!
Oh, son of a
Natural
bitch,
one on
really?
axe. Wait, why would you roll persuasion? This is Lucian who needs to roll persuasion.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's more like Outlaws needs to roll persuasion for Kristen.
Go for it.
I
need
thought
to
we're
get-
not allowed to roll contrary to other people.
No, you're not.
No,
you're not.
this-
You're rolling for Shago.
You gotta convince
Oh.
Shago to give Ava a lap dance.
Wait. I feel like a wire got crossed. I will respect Ava's decision. After all, Lucian is all about the
persuasion check.
consent.
Yeah. All right.
If I may roll again, I don't.
Thank you for the bit. Thank you for the bits because
Thank you for the
we all
bits.
know exactly
Because we know
why.
exactly why.
I hate all of you!
If you want to
Love
try
you
and
too.
persuading Shago into being a lap dance boy, you can certainly try.
Should we count the natural one?
And
like a 21.
Shago says, "Well, you know, there's a first time for everything. I like to consider myself as a man of many talents and a general entertainer of the people. Let's say, how about 15 gold, and I'll be happy to do whatever you want me to do."
Ava just like
We're not-
gapes, like, what are you doing?
How much roll
I
is it?
interrupt. I'm like, okay, no, we're not going to hire any sort of prostitution. This
Well,
is
no,
not
prostitution.
that far. I just, little shimmy. He kind of shakes his pecs a bit, and then does that like that pec flex thing. That
Ava just looks more uncomfortable the more he does
It's
this. Like,
not
she is so out.
It's
Lucian
not
is just
prostitution.
staring.
It's stripping. There is a difference.
Lucian,
Exactly.
he could play hacky sack with those pecs.
Oh my god!
Ak is just throwing copper coins at his pecs so they bounce off.
I would
They like
happily.
bounce off and hit Ava in the face, who is like physically recoiling from this. I'm too gay for this. I'm too gay for this. No.
You are very striking, Shago, and I would happily eat a sweet dessert off of your pecs. But
I
unfortunately,
can't hear this.
business calls. I'm sure we'll be meeting again.
Of course, I'm always to be found around here for Beluarian. And
Wonderful
of
to
course,
know.
if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Well, I wish you the best of luck out there in the jungle, whoever you do hire. If you don't mind me, I'm going to return to the barracks for the evening. I'm very tired.
I hate to see you leave, but I love to watch you go.
Ava just puts her face in her hands and screams like, I can't handle this anymore.
Shago leaves.
Thalia looks at Lucian like, why don't you talk to any of us like that? But she just thinks that. She doesn't say it.
Ava, you're making a scene. You are continuing to make a scene.
Please end my life.
I don't believe that would help you see your girlfriend.
I mean, it would if we don't get on to what we're supposed to be doing.
Well, that was dark. Okay.
I'm just telling the truth. Also, slightly out of character, but like I said, Lucian's all about consent. You want
It's
something,
true.
you gotta put a little in.
Every single word that comes out of your mouth. How is that possible?
It's not intentional! I
know.
swear!
And that's what astounds me.
Yeah, that's what makes it amazing.
It's just
Every
so
single
easy
syllable.
to play. Oh god.
You're
I
playing
did it
yourself.
again. Congratulations, I played myself.
So, anyway, coming back to the game, Shago leaves the tent.
Thank you for the bits, Kristen needs
Thank you for the
it.
bits. I presume the rest of you are nothing else happens, you're gonna go to bed.
Yeah, unless anyone else has anything else they want to do.
I was gonna. Is the like the flora here similar to what we'd be seeing in the jungle, just like region wise?
I mean, yeah, I mean, like, you can kind of make out, like, the nearby jungle, like the dense trees. It does seem like it seems generally that's kind of what the topography of Chult is like.
Just study up on some of it. Get my feet a little dirty.
Sure thing. Yeah, you can just spend some time walking around to get yourself acquainted with what it's like. No rolls or anything, but yeah.
Yeah, I think fucking Axe gonna do something the same, but skyward.
All right. Anything in particular, or just hanging out?
Pretty much just hanging out, getting a lay of the land, see if there's anything interesting from the sky.
Sounds good. Great. Well, with all that in mind, then, you guys spend your night resting here at Fort Beluarian, and you don't wake up in the morning on your own accord. You were actually woken up by a pair of guards, and kind of when you all groggily arouse, a ginger-haired mercenary says, "You've been summoned before the blaze. Get dressed. We'll escort you into the Bailey."
The blaze.
Edgy.
All right.
The blaze of the flaming fist.
I shake my head so hard at you people.
Wait, I need to hear Lucian say this. Somehow, when Lucian says it, there'll be several more euphemisms that we didn't hear.
Let's hear it.
Go on, Lucian.
Say it.
I don't know why you guys. Is it really so hard to have a normal conversation?
Evidently.
I just need to hear you talk about the blaze of the flaming fist.
It is a very apt name, I will agree. Although I am not one to be taken in by fists or blazing.
Wow.
There you go. He just said his preferences. Are we all satisfied
Yes,
now?
let's continue. Let's
Okay,
guys, let's
thank you.
focus. As much as I feel like this entire conversation has brought us all much closer together, and I hate all of you.
I mean, honestly, you guys can't keep teasing me like this.
Okay, we're back, I guess.
It's hardly fair. You need a little give and take.
Precisely. At least someone understands me, although I wouldn't have expected it would be you, Mask, but...
A little bit of bait and tackle there.
Okay, I would like to talk to this blaze person. Let's go.
Okay. I'm done.
Sin bin it is.
All right. So you guys are escorted into the inner bailey and led into a chamber that kind of looks more like a hunting lodge, that with various dinosaur trophies up against the wall and some tiger rugs And you guys are escorted there to wait. And moments later, you see a human woman in her mid to late 40s wearing studded leather armor with bits of plate kind of attached and a white cloak draped over her shoulder. Her hair is kind of auburn with kind of graying around the bangs. And she walks into the chamber holding like a bunch of different papers that she flips through. And as she enters, she like looks up and she says, "Good morning, each of you. Please have a seat." And she gestures to various chairs around the room.
All right. I said.
I am Liara Porter. I'm the commander of the Flaming Fist here at Fort Beluarian. My Castellan, Gruta, informed me that you wished to speak with me and that you were a group worthy of my time. She's saying this as she's like flipping through papers and then finally closes them and says, "So, what can I do for you?"
Yes. Hi, it's nice to meet you. We are an adventuring group. Ava seems to kind of stumble and like, I can't believe I've accepted this. We are hoping to go on an expedition into the jungle to look into some way to eliminate the death curse that's been going on.
Fascinating.
Yep.
Sounds like a real interesting heroic endeavor. Great. Well, Gruta has informed me that you have purchased a charter for you and your own. Excellent, excellent. She has spoken on your behalf, saying that you are of some interest and potentially some talent. Maybe you could be of assistance to the fortress if you're going to be heading out into the jungles. I have a few things on my plate that maybe you could help relieve if you find the time to complete them.
That sounds all well and dandy, but how would you be scratching our back?
Well, it depends on the favor. Let's see. She like flips a paper. As you might be aware, the jungles of Cholt are littered with undead, and particularly nasty among them would be the ghouls. I am always looking to eradicate ghouls in the jungles. And how about this? For every ghoul head you bring me, I'll pay you 20 gold.
Do the heads have to be intact?
The heads need to be severed from the body and identifiable as a ghoul head, if you can manage that.
I'll try my best.
All right. Well, that's another matter. I'm always willing to compensate those who defeat ghouls, and she kind of like writes something down on the page. For any of these tasks, I am willing to also reimburse you for your charter and leave you with it for free.
All right.
Now you're speaking my language.
Yes. Another matter, of course, would be there's a destroyed village, Shilku, in Shilku Bay. I am in need of someone to conduct a 1-week reconnaissance mission. If you are interested in doing this, I will happily pay for your food and passage to go out there and do some reconnaissance of the nearby area. To complete that, I'd be more than happy to provide you with rooms and meals free of charge here at the fortress for any visit. Also, a few other things I will be willing to discuss after the completion. And other than that, let's see. Few of my men out there have spotted some large footprints south of the fortress here. If anyone is able to find out who or what is making those tracks and discover where they're coming from and what threat, if any, they pose to the fortress, I will happily reward you with some ammunition of the unique sort. All of these things, of course, will include compensating you reimbursing you rather for your charter of exploration.
And I'm all for being reimbursed.
Reimbursing is
any
helpful.
of these missions strike your fancy?
Reconnaissance seems like the most fun.
Dude, it's a week long, right? And then we'd have to come back here.
Traveling to there a week of reconnaissance, coming back, correct.
How long does it take to get there?
To Shilku Bay? Well, that's on the other side of the continent. From here, it would probably take, it would take a while to reach by sea. Probably no more than a week, I'd say.
Depending on where our mysterious snake jungle ruins are, that might be on our way anyway.
And ghouls should be everywhere, so...
Yeah.
Well, of course, within the undead territories.
Let's see. The ghoul one we can definitely do anyway. We can just keep that open. But if there's another one, anyone striking you guys' fancy?
The problem with the reconnaissance thing is if we go into the jungle, I don't want to come out until we find a way to stop this death
Well,
curse.
you won't be going into the jungles for the reconnaissance. You will be given a ship all the way around Chult to reach the bay, and you will perform reconnaissance from the ship for 1 week before returning. It is a lengthy endeavor, and I will understand if you are not willing to undertake that at the moment. There are, of course, the two other things I have on my plate.
I think
more conducive to a more open schedule, if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, I think we could consider the two other things. We can't do the reconnaissance mission right now. We are on a ticking clock.
Very well, very well. So I'll mark you down for ghoul hunting and keeping an eye out in the southern jungles for any sign of these large footprints.
Sounds good.
Wait, sorry, I was just thinking, and this the rest of the crew. What would we be able to? Well, depending on where it is we need to go to recon, depending on our destination, we could take the boat over there, do the recon, and just send a letter back. Yeah.
That's a good question. Can we just send a letter?
Depending on whether or not the destination of where we'd be sending to is.
Well, I don't necessarily know how you would send a letter when, in order to deliver the letter, you would need to come back or send somebody back from that mission with a letter, which would not necessarily be the most efficient if you gave somebody a letter and had them go and they were only your means of transport. I'm not saying.
Well, I think he means take the boat, do the recon, disembark the boat, and explore the jungle for us, and then send it back with the boat.
I'd be willing to allow that happen. Yes.
I would still say perhaps a later date on that one.
Perhaps when we don't have a ticking clock, yes.
Yeah, I have some questions for you, if it's okay.
She looks up and quirks one of her brows. Yes?
Yes, we are currently looking into the ruins of Orlanga. It's supposedly there's something about a mythical naga, lots of snakes.
Can't say I'm familiar with any of that mythical nonsense I hear from the men.
All right. Is there anyone who we could talk to who might know about some snake ruins?
Well, Kawasha, he's a druid here, kind of guide, keeps watch around here and occasionally works. He's the spiritual sort. If anyone, probably him, but you never know.
I already asked him. He didn't give us much of anything.
I don't know what to tell you then.
That's fine. It was worth a shot. Thank you anyway.
Very well. Well, you've already paid for your charter, Gruda tells me.
Yes.
Great. She quickly just grabs a pouch and tosses it to you. There you are, reimbursed.
Sweet.
For your services to the Flaming Fist, you are given a charter free of charge. No need to pay.
All right.
Back in where I subtracted it.
All right.
Nice. Well, thank you very much.
Naturally. Anything else I can help you with?
Does anyone have anything else they'd like to ask?
Oh no.
I mean, if Ileana were here, I know what Ileana would ask, but
yeah. I guess we can assume that she asked, and Xander can deal with that next time.
Yep. Right.
Yeah.
Well then, good day. Please, you may stay here as long as you desire. But other than that, I don't know what else to tell you. I must get back to my work.
That's more than enough. Thank you for your time.
Good day. And she heads off. And you are quickly escorted from the Bailey by the mercenaries.
All right.
For ease of access, I'm just gonna throw us back to the Chult map.
Yep. All right. You're ready to head back to the ship.
Oh,
Harry
absolutely.
gang. Great. All right, let's go.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can get back to the coast by probably 8 p.m. A little bit later than that. You guys head out.
Yeah.
Great. You guys make your way back along the long, lengthy, well-marked trail back to the coastline. Sure enough, the ship is still out there. So you guys are rowboated over. And when you guys board the ship, Captain Ordame says, "Oh, look, it's about time you finally showed up. You ready to go back?"
Oh, yes, quite.
Definitely.
Oh, good. Alrighty then. Set sail, and I just have a few more matters to get off of the shore. We can get a few more crates, but then we'll be ready to go. That'll be 10 gold pieces.
All right.
You all
I
right?
thought it was round trip.
Yeah.
No, not round trip, per trip.
Doesn't matter. I'll pay it.
Very well, sounds good. All right then, let's get going. Get the few crates on board, and we'll set sail. And sure enough, they finish loading up some stuff, and you guys begin making your way back to Port Nyanzaru. And you will arrive there. It sails overnight, so most people sleep throughout the night. You will be arriving there by like it's a 10-hour trip. You're leaving at maybe 10 at night. That's going to be 11, 12. Wow, I can't
8 in the
do
morning.
math, apparently. 8 in the morning. Thank you, Alex. I can't do time math. Yeah, you guys will get there 8 in the morning. So,
Okay.
overnight trip, red eye flight.
Woo. Ava does not sleep.
All right. So you don't sleep?
I don't think she'd be able to because she's scared. So.
Okay, you make me a Constitution check real quick.
Let's make a Constitution check. Oh my god, I gotta get back to my character sheet. It's been a while. Bam!
You take 1 point of exhaustion,
Okay, fine.
which means you have disadvantage on all ability checks and saving throws.
Cool!
Not attacks, but ability checks.
I'm glad
Isn't
this
that
bit of-
until the next long rest?
Until the next long rest, yes.
Cool. Where
Yep.
would I find that?
You can here. I can make it for you on your character sheet real quick.
Cool, thanks. I'm like, I don't know.
Super.
how to do that.
Yeah, it's super. It would be down on the. It would be beneath your flaws. I will make the resource exhaustion.
Yeah.
And 6 points of exhaustion, and you die.
Awesome. Good to know.
Great, death.
So I'm so glad I made this character choice.
Yep. So you guys return to Port Nyanzaru at 8 in the morning. You have a whole day ahead of you. I am going to assume. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to prepare to set out the expedition ASAP, or what is your plan here?
We've got a
I
charter.
know-
We've basically got a guide. We're just gonna say, hey, what? You're up. We're gonna find your fucking thing.
Yeah, do you guys want to set out?
I'd like to before we leave. I'd like to see Mia real quick since we're about to
Sure.
head out. Yeah. So
Okay.
she'd want to do that. Is there anything else anyone else wants to do before we find our guide and basically just get going on this thing?
I don't have anything to do. Talia's been ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Talia's been ready to go since day one.
Yeah. Ava has to over-prepare everything like a cool person.
Very well. All right. Ava's going to go to Mia. The rest of you are good.
Cool.
I assume the rest of you are just going to meet up with Azaka and just get ready. Also, for ease of expedition, I will say that you guys just want to begin setting up the boat along the Tariki River.
We're setting up the canoe.
Yeah.
Setting up the canoe.
Luckily, I have a paddle we can use.
Good. You have. Did you buy 1 canoe or 2?
I think
1 canoe. Yeah.
1 canoe, 3 barrels.
Okay, so that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can only fit 6 people in the canoe, remember, and there's 6 in your party.
Act can fly.
Oh, you're right. So then, therefore, Azaka can take Act's seat. Cool.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, so Ava, you make your way back to your home.
All right, great. It's like 8 o'clock. It's like morning, right?
Yeah. By the time you you got off the ship, it's probably going on almost 9:30, 10.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
Is she still sleeping?
She's awake, kind of groggily. She probably woke up maybe about 30 minutes ago.
Awesome. Hey, babe, I'm back.
Hi.
Yep.
Hello.
Oh no. I'm so sorry. Did I wake you up?
No. I woke up a little bit ago. It's okay.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Where did you go? What happened?
Just got back from the meeting up with the Flaming Fist.
Oh,
Guess we're gonna do some cool things for a mercenary group. I had some.
riveting.
very awkward conversations with my new friends. I've seen far too many man muscles in the past 24 hours, and I feel very uncomfortable, babe. I'm not gonna lie.
That sounds exciting.
I don't know if exciting is the word for it.
Oh, so you're leaving soon?
Yeah,
Okay.
today, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Okay, so Abba's like kind of getting things together to go because she has like this pile of stuff in the house that she's been like storing, like, you know, getting everything together.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to leave? What books do you want me to leave?
Whichever you're not taking with you, that's okay.
I mean, I don't think I'm gonna need any aside from the monster book, the new one. I'm sorry to take it from you. Did you read it yet?
I flipped. I was tired.
Yeah, I believe it. I'm sorry I wasn't here to like
It's
read
okay.
it with you.
Don't worry about it. You need the book. You can have it. I'll look forward to reading it when you come back.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna read it together, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Ava collects more of her things, and once it's all ready, she just kind of sits down on the bed next to Mia for a bit. Maybe I shouldn't go. Maybe I'll just give them the stuff and just...
It's up to you. I always encourage you. Only do what makes you comfortable.
Nothing makes me comfortable.
I know. And as much as I would love to see you, no pun intended, come out of your shell.
Babe.
Okay, pun intended. Above all else, I just want you to be happy and okay. So, if you feel like you don't want to go, I'm not gonna make you go. That's your decision to make.
What if I leave and when I come back you're not here?
Then you know what I want. We talked about this.
It's not... You know, you have all these friends. You have all these people who love you and support you, and I'm glad. It makes me happy. Of course everyone loves you. You're great. I've always thought that, you know, I need you a lot more than you need me.
I disagree.
Of course you disagree.
I think we need each other just the right amount.
That's not true.
I disagree. But it's up to you.
I just... Ava covers her face from it. Just... No, I just... God, I'm sorry we've taken so long. You don't even...
It's only been a few days.
Yeah, but... God, what am I doing? I don't feel prepared enough. I feel like I could go through the city for ages and we'd never have enough. Okay. No, I'm gonna go. I'm sorry, you shouldn't.
And she just very gently puts like a hand on yours, and she looks you in the eyes with as much confidence as she can muster, and she says,
"Go out there and show them what you're made of."
Of course.
And if nothing else, I'm sure you can kill something by complaining about it long enough.
You're damn right. All right. I'm gonna go then.
Okay.
Ava gives her a kiss.
She kisses back.
You know, I always believe in you.
Yeah. I believe in you too. So... I love you too. So you'd better be here when I get back, okay?
I will try my best.
Yeah, okay. Ava gets her stuff together, and she kind of paused at the doorway. I'll be back soon, okay?
Remember, just one more thing.
Yeah?
If I'm gone when you come back, I'd much rather prefer You complain about my inability to stay alive and not your inability to do anything. It's the Ava way.
I love you, babe. I'll be
I
back
love you
soon.
too.
Bye. All right, Ava leaves. She gets
All
her
right.
stuff and she's off.
You guys meet up and reconvene in Tariki Anchorage. Azaka has joined the party.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Your canoe is set up. Everything is loaded up and ready to go. Azaka sitting there getting some of her gear. You see her like putting like her own personal rations and water supply, loading it up, and she goes, "Okay, so has everybody got what they need? Everybody's got their rations. Everybody's got their food. Everybody's got their water. Everybody's got insect repellent. Everybody, we have a rain catcher."
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
we've
good.
got a rain catcher.
And she points at you. Set that up in the back.
Yep.
We can collect some rain while we're moving. Any other questions? We're gonna sit out. Are we? Would you want us to move at a fast pace or
Fast pace. The
Fast
fastest we
pace.
can go.
Very well. Okay, I'm with that. I agree. I can guide you guys to Firefinger from here. After that, well, I don't know the way around myself. However, I will happily go wherever you need me. Should we reclaim my heirloom? Anyway, okay. So, any of you have any final questions before we embark? This is your first time in the jungles. It is going to suck, and many of you might die. But hey, it'll be fun. And
I'm
because
concerned about your definition of the word fun.
because
I
you're
like your
helping me-
attitude.
Thank you. Because you are helping me first. Like I said, no fee. I'm doing this out of the kindness of my heart. So, any other things we need to square away, or are we ready to go?
Do we? Okay, here. One quick thought. Do we have everything we need? Do we feel like we need more rations? Do we feel like we? Is there anything that we have purchased? Anything else that we need to purchase? Anything else we could potentially get before we go?
I've got 15 days rations. I think I'm good.
Yeah.
I have a fuck ton, and also Goodberry.
Oh yeah, good berry.
Also, good berry.
Yeah. So essentially, by the way, so we need to talk about this. So if Talia wants to constantly do Goodberry every morning, then you don't have to worry about rations. So that's an entire days of nutrients right there. Otherwise, if you're not doing that, that is, you need to keep every day that passes is one less ration. You all need to be drinking 4 gallons of water a day each. Sorry, 2 gallons, I believe. 4 gallons is when it's really hot. 2 gallons of water a day each, which is 4 water skins worth of water. You can do this by boiling water from the river, since the water of the river is not potable. You can try to forage for more food and water if you would like, which I can ask for a specific roll for that. But as long as you are keeping track of that, you need 2 gallons a day each, either one day a ration or a good berry. That is generally all you need to know. And for the expedition itself, the way this will work is during an expedition day, because you're traveling by river, you can move 2 hexes per day normally. Because you're moving fast, you can move at a faster speed, but you'll all take a -5 penalty to your passive perception, making you more susceptible to being ambushed. But you will, and what I will do is I'll roll a d4, and on a specific number roll, you'll either move an additional 3rd hex, or you'll just stay at 2 hexes per day. At the start of each day, a navigation check will be made on behalf of your guide. People can assist the guide to give advantage, or if you have if you think you have the higher survival skill, you can make the check with advantage, and Zazaka will help navigate you. There will be a DC. If you succeed, you go towards you continue on the tiles that you are intending to go along. If you fail, you become lost. I remove your token from the board, and you will not know where you are on the map until you succeed on a future navigational check. At which point, between that though, I will be randomizing your location based on dice rolls. So if you're even going down by river, you could like float off into a tributary.
Goody.
Yeah.
Great.
So for this first day, since we still have 20 minutes of game time left, I'm more than content to begin the expedition into the jungle.
Probably save it because Cammy's not
Save
here.
it for
Yeah.
Ileana coming
All right,
in.
if you guys want to wait until Cammy, then we can.
Yeah, I'd rather wait for Cammy.
That's only fair. Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with whatever. Then I will say, you guys load up and begin heading deep into the jungles of Chult The expedition has begun, and the soulmonger awaits. And we'll close out there for the evening.
Yay!
Yay!
Finally.
That was the most you guys have ever gotten done in a single session.
Woo, turbo mode!
And I think it's one of our shortest sessions.
Yeah, it was one of our short sessions. You guys got the most done.
Yay!
I like to keep it moving.
We get
I think
God.
we got fault here.
You
Cammy's
guys
not-
actually get a ton of ad hoc rewards here. So that's 200 for the day, plus 200 for Beluarian, plus 200 for getting a guide, plus 200 for beginning the expedition, divided by starting next session, Azaka will get a share of the experience, but for the purpose of this episode, I'll only divvy up the experience you guys get for this, divided 6 ways. You all get 135 experience each.
Nice.
Ooh.
You level up at 300, so you're all, I believe,
We're at
like
272.
70 experience. Yeah, you're at how much?
272.
Oh, so you're like 30 experience. You know what? Fuck it. I'll be kind. You're all at 300. You all level up to level 2.
Nice.
Do I
Hey.
level up
Finally.
Woo!
Oh my god, leveling up!
Yeah.
do I level as well? I know I missed the session.
No, yeah, no. Everybody gets equal share
Okay.
of experience. Yeah.
Mm.
Assume Ileana as well, yeah.
Yeah. So everybody levels up to level 2.
Woo! Yeah.
Woo!
Woo!
Thank you for
Yay.
the bit
Thank you.
as
Yes,
well.
thank you for the bits.
Thank you for the bits.
So with that in mind, we will be back in 2 weeks, hopefully with everybody in the party, to begin finally the expedition into the jungles.
Yay!
Head towards Firefinger,
Woo!
Woo!
which hilariously enough is actually where my home game is at right now.
So we've got fire fingers and flaming fists.
Yeah,
my.
my group is currently level 3 at my home game. Well, I mean, we get to play every week, not every 2 weeks. They're currently level 3, and they actually went down the river Star first, and now they spent like a month in the fucking jungles, came back from their expedition to Port Nyanzaru, and now set out down the Tariki. So now with Azaka actually. So it's like
Nice.
you guys, there's
Nice.
now there's overlap between you two. Yeah. So yeah.
Woohoo!
And thank you for more bits.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
More bits. Thanks.
More bits. All right.
Well, we will be back in 2 weeks, you guys. I'm very excited to finally get into the jungles where things get a little bit more intense and a little bit more wild. So stay tuned. Don't miss it. And we will see you in the next installment of Dungeons and Douchebags Tomb of Annihilation.
Woo!
Farewell.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.